Welcome to Retirement Ramblings. I'm Scott, and today is day 26 on my countdown to retirement. So, when I got up this morning, first thing I did was brew about a gallon and a half of Luizanne Ice Tea. I had a couple cups that were hot and then set aside the rest to actually turn into iced tea. And then I sat down to do my weekly financial review. And for the week, we ended up 0.38%, and we reached a new record high in our portfolio. So I was super psyched about that. And then I calculated that we're now up 15.45% across our portfolio. And then I wanted to figure out how that was comparing to the S&P 500. So I went and looked that up. And the S&P is up for the year 16.38% year to date. It started the year at 5,903.26. It peaked at 6,920.34, and it closed yesterday, December 5th, at 6870.40. And the stock market for the whole ended up for the week with the Dow Jones Industrial Average finishing up 0.5% at 47,955. The S&P, as I said, was up 0.3% to 6870. The NASDAQ was up 0.9% to 23,578. The Russell 2000 was up 0.8% to 2,521. And 6 of the S&P 500 sectors were up for the week. The biggest winner for the week was information technology and energy. Both of them were up 1.4%. And the loser for the week was utilities, down 4.5%. WTI crude was up 2.6% for the week to $60.08 a barrel. Gold was down for the week 0.3% to $4,243 a troy ounce, while natural gas continued its streak up again this week 9.1% to $5.28.9. International markets ended the week mixed, with the winner for the week being Hong Kong, up 0.9% to 26,085, while the loser for the week was London, down 0.6% to 9,667. So then, after doing my financial review, I ended up making some bacon and eggs for my wife and I for breakfast, and then I called Tractor Supply to see if they had propane in stock and what the price per gallon was. Because as I just indicated, it closed up at over $5.28 this week, and it's been up. I want to say close to double digits almost every single week for at least the last 5 weeks, maybe even longer than that. So, and I haven't bought propane probably now in 2 months. So anyway, I called over to Tractor Supply to find out if they had it in stock because their app indicated that they didn't. The person that answered the phone told me yes, they did have it in stock, and it was going to be $3.19 a gallon. And I was like, wow, that's so much cheaper than what I was expecting. I want to get over there and fill up. So I have I have a pair of propane tanks, but one was bone dry. The other one I just started using, so I didn't want to unhook it. But I took the one that was bone dry, took it over to Tractor Supply, and it took 4.36 gallons to fill it up. And with tax, ended up costing me $14.89, which is pretty good because, like, if you went to Blue Rhino or one of those other places and did a swap, it's going to be probably $22 to $25 at least, and you don't get a tank that's actually filled all the way to the top. So anyway, took care of that. So now I've got enough protein that I won't have to worry about it for at least a month, maybe 2 months. Even though I use the grill virtually every day. And so then when I got home, I ended up calling my mom to see how she was doing, because earlier in the week, I don't know if she got a cold or what, but she had a pretty bad sore throat and a cough that seemed to be getting worse and worse every day, to the point where now when I talk with her, her voice is super scratchy, and she sounds really sick. And so anyway, she had gone to the doctor, and the doctor prescribed her some doxycycline, so she started taking that like 2 days ago. And I guess she was expecting it to knock it right out, which it didn't do. And I told her that normally when I take Doxy, it takes like 7 to 10 days before everything's out of your, takes care of whatever the bacterial infection might be. Anyway, she was really hacking away. And so anyway, I told her to see if she could get a hold of the doctor, and I suggested that she ask the doctor if they would prescribe 200 milligrams of I don't know how you pronounce it, but it's Bensonate, benzonatate, which is a cough suppressant that works by reducing or numbing the stretch receptors in your lungs and airways. It's the only thing I've ever found that actually helps me when I have when I have a bad cough. I mean, I've tried codeine things, I've tried lots of other stuff. Nothing else seemed to work, but this stuff, it works. And so, I thought it would be helpful. And then I also told her that she could get an over-the-counter chloroseptic numbing agent for her throat. I forget what they exactly call it, some kind of sore throat thing. But anyway, it's a spray. You just spray it in the back of your mouth. And while it, at least in my opinion, tastes horrible, it certainly gets rid of the pain from the sore throat. So I suggested that she do that. So she was going to contact the doctor and see whether that could happen. And if she couldn't get a hold of the doctor, she might go down to the urgent care clinic down the street and see if they could do it down there. And then after speaking with her, I ended up making a inside skirt steak for lunch. And then I sat down and started watching YouTube videos. Like I had indicated yesterday that I hadn't had time this week to watch my normal, the videos on channels I normally subscribe to. So I started that last night, and then I picked up from there, this afternoon, and I watched videos from Joe Kuhn and John and Bev at Retirement Travelers, and Ari Taleb, who's the CFP over at Root Financial, and Steve at Steve's Retirement Corner, and Tina at This Is Our Retirement, and Dwayne at Retire Early 500K, and Josh Scanlon over at Heritage Wealth, and Howard at Otter's Retirement Corner, to name just a few. All the links to the videos and to the channels that I just mentioned are in the description box down below in case you want to check any of them out. And then I'm in one of those kind of lazy moods today. Like I'm fighting to not decide to go lay down and take a nap because the weather is all gray and crappy outside, and I just don't really feel like doing anything. My wife was like, "Oh, you want to go up and pick up my prescriptions at Publix?" And I was like, "No, I don't feel like doing anything." So anyway, that is my update for today. So if you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comment section down below or drop me an email at myretirementramblings@gmail.com. Otherwise, I hope you have a great evening, and until tomorrow, take care.